Good morning. We are continuing our solution to the BC 2024 question section B. Last time out, we solved this question 1 for section B. I want to give you how the scores were allocated. The first is when you write down the set of all possible outcomes, you get the B3 mark. B3 mark is awarded. Then, when you find the probability of obtaining a prime number in a table, first you have to list the favorable outcomes, which are T1, T2, T3, T5, as we did, and we get B1 for that. Then, if you're able to write it in 3 out of 12, you get M1. And if you reduce that fraction to 1 out of 4, you get A1. Now, the question B, so in all question 1A, took 6 marks. 1B, the map of a field is drawn to a scale of 1:100. Find the area of the actual map. So some would find the length using the 88 divided by the 8, and they will have 11 cm for the length. Dividing, you have M1 for that, and then accuracy, which is the answer, you have A1 for the 11 cm. Then afterwards, you change each of them to, then you solve for the actual length of the field. So that approach is such that the person using that approach will find the length first, area out of the width, and that should be 11, right? Area is 11, 88 cm squared out of the width, that will be 11 cm. Then that is for the length of the field on the map. So then the person now finds the actual length using the scale. So actual length becomes 11 cm times 100, and that's 1100 cm, which if you change to meters is 11 meters. Then the person also finds the actual width, which will also be 8 cm times 100, which will be 800 cm, and that would also be 8 meters. So then the area becomes 11 meters by 8 meters, which is 88 meters squared. So that particular person doing this is how the score should be allocated. For doing this division M1, 11 cm A1. Then we move straight to your ability to find either the actual length on the field being 11 meters or the actual width, which is 8 meters. So if it's this A1, the first side of it, then also if you are multiplying M1 and then the accuracy, which is the answer, correct answer, which is 88 meters squared, and another A1. That makes it 5 marks for question B. Another candidate can use the other approach um, by finding the area of the actual field by multiplying 88 cm squared by 100 times 100, and that's 80,000, right? And dividing that by 100 times 100 will be 88 meters. So in that regard, too, you score all the marks there too. So now let's move to our question 2, which is the actual reason why we are here today. So for question 2A, we are looking at finding the values of m and n. Now, the vector P is equal to vector Q. Once vector P is equal to vector Q, then the key note here is that m plus 3, 2 minus n, 3m minus 1, n minus 8 should be equal. So first, once they are equal, you have to equate the two components. So m plus 3, 2 minus n should be equal to 3m minus 1, n minus 8. And if two vectors are equal, then the concept is that their x components are equal, likewise their y component. So if one of the two vectors are equal, we can say that m plus 3 should be equal to 3m minus 1. So 3 plus 1 is 3m minus m. So 4 should be 2m. Divide by 2, divide both sides by 2. And m is giving you the result 2. And now you can find n by also equating the x component. 2 minus n should be equal to n minus 8. So 2 plus 8 is n plus n. 2n is 10. Divide both sides by 2. N should also be 5. So if we found the values of m, we have found the values of n. How then did WAEC standard marking scheme score this? Once you are equating the two vectors m1, then if you are solving for m and you simplify, 2m equals 4, m1. Accuracy for m equals 2, accuracy mark for that also. Then 2n equals 10, m1. Then accuracy a1. So that makes it 5 marks for question 2a. Question 2b. A man shared an amount of money between his children, Baba and William, in the ratio 6:5. Baba received 1,200. Find the total amount they shared. I have a very simple approach I love to use in solving such questions. I compare the ratios to the amount. I try to compare the ratio to the amount. So how does that particular approach work? So we know of Barbie share, right? And the ratios under discussion and the amounts. I love to use this to solve this question. And we can be looking at it from this perspective where we have Baba's ratio, which is 6, and Baba's amount is 1,200. And then we also have the other person's ratio, which is 5. And the amount is unknown, which is x. Then because we are being asked to find the total, we find the total ratio, which is 6 plus 5, and that's 11. And the amount there is also unknown, which is y. So if you are able to do this, once this ratio is a direct proportion, we can look at it from this side. The pair that is known is 6 and then 1,200. So what we are looking for is the total, which is 11 equals y. Right from here, I cross multiply, divide both sides by 6. This is 200. My y is 11 times 200, which is 2,200. It's important to leave your answer in two decimal places. The next part of the question was asking for Williams share. Williams ratio is 5. So in a very simple term, if you add up the 120 and the x, you have the y, which is 2,200. So obviously, that would also mean that if you subtract the 1,200 from 2,200, we get that of what? Williams, which is 1,000. And up until this point, if you are marking, how do we score? We award B1 for this 11 total ratio you are using here. Then we award M1 for your solving and simplification. And then we are also award A1 for your accuracy. For Williams share to, once you are subtracting, we award you the M1 mark. Once you have your 1,000, we award you the A1 mark. But note, if your answer is not in two decimal places, you'll be penalized, especially with your final answer. So take note of that properly. So after we found Williams share, we are going to find the interest. So the interest becomes William is investing 1,000 for 2 years, and the rate is 20 out of 100. So 10 times 2 is 20, 20 times 2, 20 times 20 is 400. So William's interest is 400. So the amount in William's account becomes his 1,000 plus his 400, which is 1,400 Ghana cedis. So if we are continuing the scoring, you have M1 for this, A1 for this, M1 for this, A1 for that. And that ends question 2. Thank you so much for your audience. See you again. Bye bye.